it is time for garden tour number 2. I'm about a month behind on garden tours. I did number 1 and then time got away from me. It's spring, everything's busy between work and here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that today. And since it's been about a month, you can see everything's like really big, so I'm going to go ahead and probably use a 5-gallon bucket for comparison so you can kind of see what sizes you're looking at. If you can go back to garden tour number 1, you'll see what everything looked like 1 month ago and how much it's grown. We don't use pesticides, and we only use fish fertilizer or rabbit manure on our plants, so there's no kind of other miracle grow or anything like that. We prefer to go as natural as possible because we like to walk around the garden and eat fresh produce. We'll go ahead and we're going to start on this side because I believe it's where I started the last video. This is the long flower bed. As you can see, it is filling out, and it is filling out quickly. The plants towards the back are sunflowers. These are from Save Seeds, so I'm waiting to see what they're gonna do. We have lots of zinnias. We have lots of marigolds. Those have already started blooming. You can see them here. Now, I will tell you, I took packs of flower seeds that I had and I just threw them randomly in here, so we'll have all kind of stuff come up that I don't even know what it is. We have a couple different varieties of marigolds. Some of the smaller zinnia plants have started blooming, but those will get big and bushy. We have plenty of cosmos. Now everything in here is pretty much planted to help attract pollinators for the vegetables. And right here you can see this plant. It's red amaranth. It's actually an edible plant. I'm actually growing that one to see if our birds will enjoy eating it. As far as I know, they will, but we'll see. They're picky. And then we have the herb bed in the corner. There wasn't much going on last time you saw it, but there is a lot going on now. We went ahead and we planted some patio tomatoes in here, and they are doing exceptionally well. Right here is some borage. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it right, but it's fine. Those are good attractors for pollinators, and you can actually make a jelly with the flowers, which is what I'm going for with that one. More patio tomatoes here. And this is a nasturtium. The flowers and the leaves are edible. Those are doing really well in here. Here you can see we got some tomatoes already on here. And I'm going to apologize now for repeating myself. I get nervous when I make videos. We have dill. These are things you saw Lane planted whenever he did his video on the herb garden. This is cilantro. It had started going to seed when I transferred it here, and it's continued to go to seed, but it dropped some and it's growing new ones. Let's see if I can get a good shot of it here. Now you're gonna see there's weeds. That's okay. We weeded everything, but they grow back fast. The little lemon balm I had cut back in the corner has come back full force. It's gonna get much bigger. We have lots of basil. Lane planted us a lot of basil. We have chives, and they are doing really well. They seem to like this spot. We have a thornless blackberry plant that we planted right here, and as you can see, it's got lots of little blackberries going. My sunflower, I was mad. It opened towards the fence instead of where I could see it. So it's getting to the end of its life cycle. We're gonna go ahead and leave it. We'll collect those seeds and either plant them or give them to the birds. Some more butterfly garden here. You can see this milkweed's doing really well. Should have lots of pollinators coming around. Now, here is the pepper bed. You saw when we planted this, those are doing exceptionally good. This is calendula, It can be used as an herbal remedy for several things. I can't give medical advice, but I will be using it for salves and such. It's supposed to help with arthritis and whatnot. You can look that up and see. And these pepper plants, they are busy. Along the back, we have cucumber plants. On this side, Aaron went ahead and he strung them up to the fence, and he'll just keep doing the same grid of strings along the fence, and we'll have them grow up that. More peppers. We have jalapenos. We have banana peppers, sweet peppers. You can see the jalapenos are starting to get fruit on them already. Now, if you just planted, don't worry, because it looks like we have a lot. We planted early, we took a chance. We planted a lot of started plants. You can see some of them aren't doing great. That's just the nature of it. We have this little lady. I have her here just because she's pretty. She doesn't grow any food. These are more peppers back here, and our grapevines have actually taken off and they are doing really well, so we need to finish getting that trellis built. But we'll do a project update video in not long, because we did get a lot done and we have a lot still left to do. And we have this sunflower here. This one is nice and big. With my luck, it'll probably bloom towards the fence. Here you can see some more pepper plants. They're doing excellent. You can see some of them already have big bell peppers on them. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that real well. It is bright and shiny outside and it's hot. Alright, so let's go look at the tomatoes. Here's the tomato bed. These are our large slicing tomatoes. And if you go back, like I said, look at video number 1, you'll be able to see where these were about a month ago. We have a lot of tomatoes hiding. It's mostly Creole tomatoes and Big Boy. They both don't mind the heat. Normally we would have these pruned down a little bit more, but since it's cool, we're able to get away with it. But Aaron will have to come in and prune back quite a bit, because once it heats up, you'll start catching diseases on your tomatoes, and we don't want that. We want them to produce as long as possible. And then, I don't know if you've seen the trellis has nothing growing on it yet, but the plants did come up. And they are getting nice and large. It's time to start taking these and training them up the trellis. And what you can do, Aaron usually does this job, you just wrap this little tendril right around it, and you can clip it with something, and it'll go up on its own after that. This one in particular is a Musta Provence squash. It's the first time we've grown this one, so we'll see what it does. Hopefully it does well. And the leaves on here, sometimes you'll get worried that it might be powdery mildew you're looking at. Some plants do have a leaf pattern that looks similar to powdery mildew, so don't panic if you see something like this and you're unsure. Powdery mildew will rub off, and this doesn't rub off. It's just a leaf pattern. And then the next bed is our cherry tomato bed. These plants here are spaghetti squash. They're getting there. They're starting to climb up the trellis. These actually have wrapped themselves around it, so we won't have to do anything for them. This is a green onion plant. This was actually passed down to us from an older couple. They brought it to us. We planted it and it has shot up. All right, so cherry tomatoes. These are all super sweet 100s. They produce a ton. We like to dehydrate them, eat them fresh. We dehydrate so we can have them year round. They're also producing lots of blooms. And I'm pretty sure I saw some tomatoes in this jungle somewheres. Alright, and right here is a squash bed. We have lots of different squash and zucchini planted this year. We like to make squash patties. But let me show you this. We try to weed. We try to keep up as best as I can, but it's a large garden. This is actually asparagus. You really don't have to tend to it. You let it do its own thing. We're just letting this patch grow. As you can see, clover has taken it over. It's fine. It won't hurt it. We'll go ahead, clean it out when we have time. Alright, there's that 5-gallon bucket I was talking about. It can give you an idea of how big these squash plants are already. So this particular section is just a straight neck summer squash. We don't have too many fancy or exotic things growing this year. We went with a lot of basics. This is my favorite though. And this one too, you can see, this is just a leaf pattern. This is not something you need to worry about. Now, if it would wipe off, you would need to be concerned, but you can treat that organically. You can do a milk spray. There's a couple of other options for that. And if you look down here, we are starting to produce flowers. And this one, I don't know if I'm getting it. There we go. This one was a female, and the female flowers are the ones that produce the fruit. If you're having trouble with your zucchini and your squash producing fruit, you can go ahead and self-pollinate. You just take a paintbrush. You're going to touch your male flower, and then you'll go ahead and touch your female flower, and then we'll pollinate it for you. We do have some flowers we left growing in here just to attract bees to come and pollinate for us. That way we don't have to worry about it. Let's see, this is a different variety. They also have some fruits on them. If I can find the tag, I'll tell you what they are. But I don't know where it's at right now. And then more flowers. We have some more little plants that came up right here. Let me look and see what these are. These are little potato cucumbers. They're coming up a little bit slower, but once they get going, they'll be fine. If you've never tried a little potato cucumber, you are missing out. They are delicious. So let me go get my 5-gallon bucket, and I'll show you the next squash bed. So we have 4 eggplants that we planted. We'll see how they do, but this is them at the end. These are some giant marigolds that came up. I left them. We thinned out a lot, but all right. There's our bucket for size comparison. You can see these are growing exceptionally fast also. More squash. And what I did is, you can see they have some empty spots. I came in yesterday and I planted all the empty areas that did not come up. This trellis is going to be Asian winged beans. Only one came up, so we went ahead and put some more. We have cayenne pepper plants in here. These are our Miss Toots lima beans. They're growing well. They're getting ready. You can see they're throwing out these tendrils, so they're about to start climbing. This trellis will be covered in a few weeks. It'll be pretty. Oh, here's one. It's already started going up. And then I went ahead and planted Benny Kadoma melons here. They're personal size melon, about the size of a softball. They're just a watermelon. And then here I planted a lemon drop watermelon. It's also a personal size melon, about the size of a softball, but the inside's yellow. It has a slight citrus flavor. And then our bean bed. also came in with more bean seeds, filled in the empty spots. These are our soybean seeds. This is what you would grow your own edamame if you wanted to do that. It's delicious. If you've never tried it, you should definitely try it. We have different varieties if you saw, but these are greasy grits beans. These are our favorite. They're a semi-climber. They don't climb the whole way. They do throw out a tendril. And they have a lot of flowers. So that means a lot of beans are on the way. And if you live in Louisiana, you can go ahead and you can replant 2, 3, 4 crops of beans. You don't have to just plant in spring, because they will grow basically year round. Alright, so that's kind of an overview of everything in the vegetable area. I do have more peppers in the greenhouse that I need to pot up into some bigger pots, because those are going to come out later. We have some more hot peppers in tubs, but I'm not going to show you those right now because I just want to do a quick video since it's been a long time. That is everything, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope if you were waiting for a video, you see this. I'm sorry it took so long. I will try to get better about that, but time is not always on my side. Most of you know that. Alright, y'all have a good one. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and leave a comment for us. We'd love to talk to you.